Good morning once again. Good morning, Facebook, and good morning, YouTube. Y'all, listen, it's your girl, Coach Regina. We're doing Life Well Coaching and Consulting. If you do not know, first of all, YouTube, if you're just sliding by, go ahead on and subscribe. Facebook, hit that follow button. Also, I'm on Instagram. If you're catching me here, make sure you follow me on Instagram as well on at Regina L. Lacking. Here we go on this Figure It Out Friday. Y'all, pumped up. I am so hyped up this morning. Guess why? Because your girl, good morning, Rise. Hey, listen. Can't wait to see you in Jackson, Mississippi at the No Flinch Faith Women's Empowerment Conference. Looking forward to loving on you and doting on you as always. That's my TT, y'all. That is my TT. Listen up and listen well. Your girl about to drop some more nuggets on you, okay? I'm about to drop some more nuggets on you. First of all, it is National Diabetes Awareness Month. So I'm going to run the plate again. Yesterday, I had the distinguished honor and privilege to sit in the host seat on WMPR 90.1, your FM dial in Jackson, Mississippi. Y'all had the most amazing time, right? So my uncle, who is a plant-based whole food vegan as well, Mr. Charles Smith, has a show and has a platform, My Health, My Mississippi, right? And so Charles Smith and the Fighters, get this. We're out here fighting for our lives when it comes to our health. You don't have to fight alone. You have people who are fighting with you in your corner. If you have high blood pressure, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and if you are obese, we are here to support you. That's why we pull up to provide you with this information so you can be informed. We want you to be factually informed. We are sitting in seats, have done the research. We want you to be factually informed. What up, D? Thank you for joining. What we don't want you to do is keep running to TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, these different places for quick fixes. We're talking long-term sustainable health. We're not talking pills, powders, procedures, and or injections. And I did say that. We're not talking pills, powders, procedures, and or injections. We're talking long-term sustainable health. We're talking behavioral changes. We're talking lifestyle changes. So if y'all would do me this solid, today's conversation is Diet Over DNA Part 2. Share this out. Let me share this out with a couple of people also. I want y'all to definitely share this out with people that you know so they can come get this information and be able to share and be informed. We want you to be informed. There is no excuse. We have so much access, and I'm going to talk about that today. We have so much access to, really, we have too much information. Oops. Oh my gosh. Let me see. My little Facebook just canceled. Let me go back. Let me get Facebook back up. Yeah, I don't know. Error on your girl part. Let me get back live on Facebook, right? So we want you to be informed. We do not want you to continue to be out here chasing information that is not accurate. We don't want you chasing information that's going to get you to a quick fix. Because what a quick fix does not do, it does not address your lifestyle and it does not address your behaviors, right? And so that's what we're pulling up to do. I'm Coach Regina. We're doing Life Well Coaching and Consulting. I partner with several communities to help us in this way. One, Uncle Charles Smith with My Health, My Mississippi on WMPR 90.1. You girl something like a celebrity. So make sure you go to my Facebook page and check out my segment that I did on yesterday talking about diet over DNA. Real talk for real people. It is hard for you to hear that I don't need to eat this. But the reality of it is your health is on the line. It is not just about you today. It is about your long-term health. You are pulling up to the doctor. You are pulling up to these clinics and you are sick as Cooter Brown. You're sick as Cooter Brown and you refuse to make a decision. You refuse to take a stance for your health. I am here to help you to become a disruptor. You want to start disrupting for your health. Why? Because your life is on the line. You cannot keep playing with your health. You message me saying, I hear you, but what are you doing? I want you to be empowered to take control of your health. I'm passionate about this thing because I've had way too many loved ones to leave here too soon. And I'd say too soon, but I know it's God's timing, absolutely. But baby, stop playing games because we help God out. As if he don't need, like, hey, well, God don't need my help. But ma'am, sir, if you're eating all the things that don't support long-term health, you are helping God out. He know when he wants you to leave. But y'all try to run that little game like, oh, if it's my time, it's my time. Ma'am, sir, you don't have to have diabetes. You don't have to have high blood pressure. You don't have to be obese. You don't have to have high cholesterol. I'm fired up this morning because we are killing ourselves slowly with no regard. We're killing ourselves slowly with no regard. And so let's get into this part two of this conversation. Where I am diving back into this whole situation with what you can do about preventable lifestyle diseases. I'm taking a shift actually because last week and the previous weeks I've been addressing chronic stress. But here's the thing. I'm gonna get back to chronic stress. However, at this point in time, because it is Diabetes Awareness Month, we're gonna go back into this conversation. We're gonna continue to stay into this conversation because we need to have this honest conversation, right? And so thank you for joining this morning. I really appreciate you being here. And so let's get off into this conversation even further. And make sure you share this out for you, girl. Make sure you share this out. So if you want to put your condition in remission, type this in the comment. If you want to put your condition in remission, it is going to take more than you hoping and wishing. If you want to put your condition in remission, it is going to take more than you hoping and wishing. Period. Period. I know this firsthand, and I'm going to keep telling you all this. I'm going to keep sharing this so you can understand the implications of your lack of decision, your lack of taking action, what you're actually doing, which is nothing. This is what gets me. You know you're sick, but you refuse help. You know you're sick, but you refuse help. It can be hard, absolutely. But what are you willing to do? Are you willing to do something different? And so I'm so fired up because I'm seeing it every single day where we're not making this, we're making the choice not to prioritize our health. And then, unfortunately, our family members are at their wits' end trying to support us. They're chronically stressed out. You have children who are going into states of depression because their parents refuse to properly care for themselves when they have the capacity and the mental ability to do so. We refuse, some of our parents and siblings refuse to take action, and then your loved one is suffering with your situation. You may not want to hear this today, but this is the reality. This is the reality, what I'm pulling up, where you cannot have long-term health, better health, if you continue to not do things to take care of yourself. That's the conversation for today. A lot of times we look at the big four: diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and obesity, like they're family heirlooms, like we're just carrying this on as a value to be beheld. But it's not a value to be beheld. It is a burden to be broken. It is not a value to be beheld. It is a burden to be broken. And I'm inviting you to become a disruptor. A disruptor. Just because somebody around you refuses to do something different, are you going to continue on that pathway and you know that your life is severely impacted? That's my question. Are you going to continue to allow your life to be on the line because you refuse to take control of your health? Your doctor, your sister, your mother, your whoever is trying to support you. And I'm talking to very specific people this morning. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If it's for you, then it's for you. And hear me out, because you do not have to die of a preventable chronic lifestyle condition. You do not have to die of a preventable lifestyle condition. Get that in your head. Get that in your spirit. Let it resonate. You do not have to, if you're not on dialysis, you do not have to die of a chronic lifestyle condition. You do not have to further yourself on the trajectory of a heart attack or a stroke. You can look well enough to live and truly be sick enough to die. You can look well enough to live and you can be sick enough to die. It is high time to stop playing with our health. Stop flinching. That is my motto. Stop flinching when it comes to your health. Here's the thing. Here is the thing. We have so much access these days to things that are counterproductive to our health, such as the quick access. You don't even have to leave your home. You don't have to leave your job. We're going to Uber eat. We have the freedom to choose, and we are eating ourselves to the grave. And this is the thing that gets me as a believer. You know, I stand on 3 John 1 and 2. I pray that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul shall prosper. Here's the thing that we're going to do. We're going to pray for healing. Lord, if you get me out this time, I won't do this no more. We steady pray for healing while we're in the hospital, or when we get home, or when we at a borderline situation. We're praying for healing. We're praying for deliverance, but we're inviting the sickness back to the dinner table every day, the breakfast table every day. If you have high blood pressure, why are you cooking pork sausages in the morning? Why are you cooking Mrs. Bacon I'm just keeping it real with you all as you go into the holidays to eat all your macaroni and cheese. You can't say that you didn't know. Because here's the thing. Somebody in your family or someone you know and or love ain't at the dinner table for Thanksgiving this year. They was here in January, but they're not here at this point in time. Possibly from a preventable lifestyle condition. There are things that we can do. So, whether it's a parent, an aunt, or an uncle, or maybe it's you. It is time to shift your thinking, make some hard decisions, and stand up for yourself. I was talking to a young lady, and she been on her health journey. And, she shared with me that she just really lost her way because she's been so busy caring for her mother. She's been so busy caring for her uncle. She's been so busy caring and ripping and running for her kids. So to the point where she has really gotten off track with her health and has gained a significant amount of weight that she is so unpleased with. And so I'm not saying that you've gained weight, but what I am saying that when we are taking care of other people, it's easy to not take care of yourself. However, the thing about it is, when something happens to you as the provider, what are you going to do? And furthermore, what are all the people who are leaning on you going to do? That's my question. So we're around here caring for all the people. We're caring for all the people. And I'm going to repeat this. We're caring for all the people. But the one person that we're missing out on caring for is ourselves. And so first of all, this is your invitation to reprioritize you. If that requires you getting up a little earlier in the morning to have you some quiet time before you face your day, with all the things. I'm inviting you to do that. I pray that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul shall prosper. Can't nobody convince you that you're not going to heaven, but you will not do the things to on the health side. Health is God's will. We've been so focused on prosperity and all these accolades and getting all this status, but we forgot about the prosperity of our vessels. Like a red bottom ain't gonna cure your heart. Like a Gucci purse is not gonna help your lungs. Like want you to really think about, why are we just steady contributing to our own demise? We pull up to the doctor every 3 months, asking the doctor for another 3 months, and then they just got to eventually put you on the medication. I'm gonna make this brief. Here's what I'm inviting you to. If you were able to catch me yesterday, I had the privilege of hosting 90.1 live. I was on 90.1, the radio station, and I talked about the quad shift. If you follow me any length of time, you are familiar with the quad shift. It takes a shift in our thinking and a shift in our behaviors, along with us really doing some real work. Like, we got to do some real work around here. And so I am fussing at y'all because y'all act like y'all don't want to do right. However, we like to use the expression, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I'm going to challenge that thought. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't even make him thirsty. I can't even make you want better health if that's not what you want. You don't believe that you deserve better health. Essentially, you don't believe that you deserve to be well. Contrary to what you say on the outside, you don't fundamentally believe that you deserve to have better health, let alone optimal health. And so I'm striving for optimal health. I don't want anybody else to go to the doctor and get a diagnosis. That is why I pull up and do what I do. Whether it's around chronic stress, whether it's around burnout prevention, whether it's around your food and nutrition, and whether it's around your movement, I have one singular goal, and that is for you to be well. That is for you to live the best version of your healthy self that you can possibly live, absent of disease and absent of diagnosis. If you have a condition and your doctor told you it's reversible, let's put in the work. So let me break this little quick framework down for you again if you are not familiar with. One thing that we do, we're around people who don't necessarily support our health goals. And so when we're around people that don't live the lifestyle that we're living, I've been there, I've done that. When I transitioned to being a vegan, I got a lot of rhetoric. I got a lot of noise in my ear. I was talked about. I was called so many different names. Black people don't eat like that. You acting like a white girl. You acting like a white person. Why are you eating this way? Who really eats that? You eating rabbit food. How you gonna live? Right? I had all this rhetoric in my ear. I had all this noise in my ear. But what I knew was, at the point I was in my life, trying to have better health, I don't care what you say about me. You can call me white girl. You can call me rabbit. You can call me rabbit eater. You can call me rabbit food eater. What I can tell you is that I do not have a diagnosis. I do not have a condition, and I'm not pre anything because I have been consistently putting in the work. I'm not being braggadocious, but what I am saying is that it does take intentionality to shift the trajectory of your life. Sometimes you have to walk alone, and I walked alone for a long time. And these are the results that I am getting. Do I eat 100% correct every single day? I absolutely do not. But 98% of my lifestyle is going to be in line with the integrity of how I want to live as it relates to having optimal health. That's my passion. That is my passion. And so I don't care who's in your ear. I'm inviting you to quiet the noise. It's called the quiet shift. The first thing you need to do is quiet the noise that's in your ear. You got to shut down the people who are telling you you don't have to do all that. Shut down. Let's go here to eat out. I was in an environment, and I had the awesome privilege of meeting a phenomenal lady, Brandon Harvey. And, she made a statement, y'all, let's quit all these eat ups. Every time you want to get together, you want to meet and eat. How about we have some mindful meetups? Can we go walking? Can we have some mindful meetups? Something that's really going to help us. What is it going to take to be helped? We want to go and have a birthday celebration. Baby, meet me at the park for my birthday. Okay? Can I get you to meet me at the park? Like, what are we doing to change? We do not have to keep doing the same thing. Like, so here's the thing that I'm inviting you to. If the people in your ecosystem, and an ecosystem is only the people that you hanging around, those who are in your environment, those who your village, your tribe, whatever language that you use these days. If your ecosystem is not supporting your health journey, you have a decision to make, first of all. Quiet the noise. You know your health is on the line. You know your health is on the line. If you're in Jackson or the surrounding areas, tomorrow, Dr. Justin Turner is hosting a free event to the public. Health screenings, march aerobics, just community fellowship. But then we want to sit at home talking about, I don't want to get out. It's Saturday evening. I don't want to do this. But somebody said, let's go to the Juicy Crab or the Juicy Seafood. You going to pull up and go to the Juicy Seafood. Oh, I'm fussing today. Yeah. So we invest in, we prioritize the things that we want to invest in, the things that we want to prioritize. Yes. On this Figured Out Friday, that's what I have figured out. We're going to invest in the things that we want. If you want better health, you're going to invest in that. Yesterday, before I left the radio station, shout out to WMPR 90.1 on your FM dial. Before I left the radio station, there was a caller waiting to talk to me. She said, ma'am, you was lighting it up like you was talking directly to me. She said, I've been trying to do something about my health, about my kidneys, about this diabetes. I don't want to be on this medication. I'm telling you what the lady said, on the call. And she said that I was talking to one of my patients, and my patients told me to just give me some lemon juice and some black pepper. And so she's desperate, okay? The lady was desperate. She's a care provider, and she's out there asking her patients for information. No pun if your patient is a medical provider or a coach or something, you just helping them out. But here's the deal. The lady is desperate trying to figure out what can I do for my health. So she's going to take some lemon juice and water and some black pepper. No quick fixes. I want to help you all. And I gave the lady my information so that I can help to support her on this health journey. Y'all, your health is on the line. If the people in your life are not supporting your health journey, you may have to cut them off. Because here's the deal. Their body is so accustomed to it. Sometimes people fear going to the doctor and they may not go. They don't even know what they have. You know what you have. You know what you're faced with. Quiet the noise. Period. Drop that in the comments. Quiet the noise. You got to quiet the noise. And then here's the second one. The quiet shift framework is what I'm sharing with you all this morning. Facebook and YouTube is called the quiet shift. Quiet shift. Quiet the noise. If your community is not supporting you, you may have to let them go. Because you are the sum total of top 5 people that you eat with. If y'all keep eating together, you're going to be sick together. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm fired up. I'm just saying. And then the U is, we have so many cultural traditions and, cultural conveniences that we absolutely love. But what I want to invite you to is to unlearn and uproot. Unlearn and uproot. You got to unlearn some of these practices and habits that we've been holding on to for years. For years. We like to say that, I love good soul food, but if the soul food is killing your physical body, is it really for your soul? I just got to ask you that question, and you can answer that for yourself. Because if you have a chronic health condition, lifestyle condition, then your soul food is not healthy for your soul. Unlearn and uproot. What does soul food really mean? I'm just asking. So I believe that we can hold on to family traditions because there is nothing like coming together as a family. There is somebody who wish they had their grandmama at the table today, but she ain't there. There is somebody who wish they had their mom at the table today and for the holiday meal that's coming up for Thanksgiving, but she ain't gonna be there. I wish I had my dad here today to have Thanksgiving with at my new house in North Mississippi. I wish my dad was here. I wish my baby brother was here, but they're not. My dad and my brother died of massive heart attacks. Lifestyle. And so unlearn and up. My dad was a phenomenal cook. Okay? I ain't never seen turkey legs this big outside of the fair. I'm like, where did you find them turkey legs and turkey wings? He could throw down them greens, that cornbread. I'm telling y'all, the man could cook. Okay? Macaroni and chicken. The man could cook. My daddy could cook, y'all. However, your greatest strength can also be your greatest weakness. We like to use that in the workplace. Your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness. But when it comes to your health and the longevity and trying to do something different for your life, your greatest strength, the fact that you are the bomb cook and you like to try all these things and you like to do these things that are contrary to your health, can be your greatest weakness. So I want to challenge you. I want to challenge our cultural conveniences, whatever your culture is. If it's not optimizing your health, then I want to challenge you on that today. I want to challenge you on that. And so I know it's hard, but if you want to put your condition, your precondition in remission before it gets to a full condition, you're going to have to do more than hoping and wishing. You're going to have to make a decision to unlearn and uproot. Hold on to the tradition. Keep coming together as a family. Take Big Mama's recipe, take Aunt Bobby Joe's recipe, and put it in a memoir book. And y'all whip it out at the holidays. And look at it, not use it. That triple-decker macaroni and cheese that's clogging your arteries because it's loaded with saturated fat. And saturated fat and cheese is the number one source of saturated fat in the American diet. And we know that saturated fat leads to cardiovascular disease, i.e. heart attack, i.e. stroke. I'm just saying. Unlearn and uproot. Hold on to the tradition. Continue to come together. Take your recipes that y'all been passing down. Stop cooking them and put them in a book. And sit around and talk about those recipes. What did it mean to you when you were cooking with grandmama? What did it mean to you when you were cooking with Uncle Bob? I'm just saying, if we want to change our life, if we want to stop being sick as Cooter Brown, we have a decision to make. You around here can't even walk. I'm just saying, you can barely walk because you have inflammation, edema, and you have bone on bone because you have just worn out your kneecaps. You just worn out. You're carrying so much weight that your body can't even carry you. So it's hard for you to walk. This is a difficult conversation, but it's a real conversation. It is so necessary. Take what you need. And if you don't need none of it, don't take none of it. Give it to somebody else that need it. But the reality of it is, we are contributing to our own demise. And the first thing we'll say when somebody passes away, it was their time. Baby, sir, stop saying that. Baby, sir, ma'am, stop saying that. I'm talking diet over DNA. What you do determines your next steps. So the next thing I want you to consider in this quad shift is to assess and align. Assess your lifestyle. Are you active to your capacity? Everybody can't walk 3 miles. Can you walk 1 mile? If you can't walk 1 mile, can you get one of those little foot things and at least keep your circulation going, keep your body going? They even have a band on the little foot machine where you can actually do arm exercises. How do I know? Because I purchased one for my mom. She can't walk a mile, but she can do something. So if you have a loved one that can't get out, that can't walk, that can't do some of the things, what can you do to help them in their health? Give people a fighting chance. Give yourself a fighting chance. Assess and align. If your lifestyle and what you're doing is not aligning after you've done that assessment, then the D is you're going to have to make a choice to do the work, to do it differently. The A is assess and align. Assess your life. Be honest with yourself, because that's what we're not doing. I got a little more time. Be honest with yourself. You don't have more time. As well as I look, I could be sick enough to die. You cannot look at the picture of somebody on the outside and think somebody's all good. I didn't know I had borderline high cholesterol because I was a runner. I didn't know until my doctor told me. But make sure you go into the doctor. And so people say that it's too expensive to make these lifestyle changes, to do the work, to do it differently, because I can't afford to eat like that. I want to challenge that thought. With no judgment. But if you buy a $15.99 pack of chicken, you mean to tell me you can't buy some beans for $2.49 in a bag that you can cook and last multiple days? Yesterday, I gave like a whole list of foods that you could actually eat that are health producing, such as your kale, such as your spinach. I don't want to eat that. I'm inviting you to eat for your health. It does not have to be bland. Making some decision. I'm not asking you to be a whole food, plant-based vegan, but I am asking you to increase the things that are going to optimize your health. I'm not telling you not to eat meat. If your doctor told you not to eat meat because it's compromising your kidneys and it's hard putting a strain on your kidneys, and you continue to eat the red meat and you continue to eat the chicken and your doctor told you not to, that's going to be on you and your kidneys. I would like for you not to have that strain and that struggle. But again, the choice is yours, my good people. The choice is yours. I don't want us to continue making excuses around why we can't have better health. We have a lot of nutrition deserts where there are a lot of access to unhealthy food, which is very unfortunate. That is very unfortunate that everybody don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. So what can we do? Sometimes we have to plant our own stuff. Start those little powder plants in your house and put them in your backyard. It is very unfortunate that we have nutrition deserts. We don't have food deserts. It's food everywhere. It's just not worth eating. It's just not worth eating. So I'm inviting you on this Figured Out Friday. I want you to figure out what you're going to do to optimize your health. I want you to figure out what you're going to do to become a disruptor. The choice is yours. Will you become a disruptor for your health? That's the question. Diet over DNA. Will you dedicate intentional effort over doing nothing at all? Diet, dedicate intentional effort over doing nothing at all. Will you make a decision today? Because what's going to happen is you're going to wait until the new year and say, I'm going to set these New Year resolutions. But you're making an assumption that you're going to live to the new year. Now, this is a quote that I like. This is a cliche that I like. This is a phrase that I like. Why put off tomorrow what you can do today? If you can go walking today, why are you not going walking? If you can reach out to somebody to get a consultation about your health and your well-being, why aren't you doing that? If you tried everything and all these things have not worked, why aren't you trying something new? That's my invitation. Whether it is National Diabetes Awareness Month, right? I don't know if you all know it or not, but people are losing limbs at an alarming rate. A good friend of mine out in California is a podiatrist. She, I follow her and I keep up with her content. The rate of patients, and you just see people sharing, the rate of loss of limbs is astronomical. It's astronomical. It's not a Southern thing. It is a thing. We're not taking care of ourselves around these United States, where we have all this access. For whatever reason, at some point, lifestyle conditions were associated with people who were either impoverished or have, they had been disenfranchised or did not have the resources. But here's the reality. Here is the reality. The reality of it is high blood pressure, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and obesity. They are now diseases and conditions of the affluent. Yeah. Conditions of the affluent, conditions of the access. Because you have greater access and ease of access to all the things, you are at a greater risk. And I know you got it. 1 in 4, one of y'all got it, period. 1 in 4 got it, whatever that is. People like to hear statistics. You don't need another statistic. You or someone you know and or love have high blood pressure, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, or you're obese. That's all I'm saying. And it does not have to be that way. If you weigh 250 pounds, you probably, if you don't have something, you at risk. I heard somebody tell me, well, I don't got no condition. Ma'am, you weigh 250 pounds. Carrying excess weight does not mean that you're healthy. And so we're normalizing things to make people feel good and feel comfortable. With no disrespect, being overweight, you're at risk for conditions, whether it's now or 10 years from now. You're at risk from having conditions. So let me help you out. I gave you the quiet shift. Quiet the noise. If people are not supporting you, you may have to cut them off. The U is unlearn and uproot. Unlearn some of the tradition that we've been doing, uproot that thing, and start doing something new. The A was assess and align. If your lifestyle is not aligned with what your health goal need to be, then make that assessment, make the adjustment. And then the D was do the work to do it differently. And so let me give you these closing points. As you are going forward, think about this. You can make one change at a time. Like I said, I'm a whole food plant-based vegan. I'm not asking you to be a whole food plant-based vegan. But what I am asking you to do is take control of your health today. What I am asking you to do is to take control of your health today. I'm asking you to become a disruptor. We want a quick fix. We want to be able to, do it in 3 days. Give me a 3-day detox. Give me a 10-day detox. We want to get an injection. Let me tell y'all, it was a lady that approached me. She wanted to have a consultation, but evidently she changed her mind. She's on whatever the medication is that help you lose weight. But guess what she told me? She told me she was gaining weight. Why? You're not being facilitated on the behaviors. You're not even addressing the behaviors. You can pop a pill all day long. But if you're not dealing with the real issue, why you are gaining the weight, why you call yourself stressed out and you stress eating and all this good stuff, and your sister died in April, and you had another sister that recently died, and you still ain't doing nothing, right? I'm just saying, I'm just really, really fired up, y'all. You probably can tell, because we are continuing to make, unfortunately, excuses about our health, and then our family members are left suffering and crying and going into states of depression that they're not even coming out of. I know somebody who's still depressed, and her mom died 5 years ago of a preventable lifestyle condition. And so I try to do the work so that I'm well, so that if and when one of my family members leave here, even if I leave here, I'm gonna be good, right? I ain't asking the Lord to take me out because I got so much work to do. Y'all, your girl gonna be a celebrity. Write that down. I'm gonna be a celebrity on stages nationwide. I'm gonna be worldwide Clyde on this thing. I am going to be a celebrity in terms of speaking on this health. I'm going to be taking the stage talking about diet over DNA. I'm going to be taking the stage talking about becoming a disruptor. This is what I know. Yeah, this is what I know. This is what I believe in my heart, in my purest of pure. This is what I know. So get it while you can, right? I want to help you, period. I am so fired up because we have so much access, one, to all the wrong stuff, but two, to all the right stuff. And it comes down to choice. So here's what I have for you. Diet over DNA. I want you to understand none of this stuff that you act like running your family, it don't run in your family. High blood pressure does not run in your family. Diabetes does not run in your family. High cholesterol does not run in your family. Obesity, you know that don't run in your family. What happens is what they were doing, we have continued to do. Therefore, because my great grandmother ate the way that she did, my grandmother ate the way that she did, and now my mom eating, they all have the same conditions because their behaviors were the same. So it looks like there's a genetic situation that's going on. It looks like there's a genetic situation that's going on. However, it is a behavior indication, not a genetic situation. Your DNA, as we like to say, your DNA load the gun, but your lifestyle pull the trigger. You don't have to pull the trigger. You do not have to pull the trigger. So here's what I got for you. I want to invite you into this space. Type this in the comments. For 1 week, here is your 1 week water challenge. I want to help you out with whatever condition you got. No sugary drinks for 7 days. Drink water only for 7 days. Here's your challenge. Here's your homework for 7 days. 1 week water challenge. 7 days. This is you. Drink water only for 7 days. Number 2, I want you to learn how to do a label audit. This is something that I teach my clients in my coaching program. Read the label on the 3 foods you eat most often. What are you eating most often? And read the label. If sugar or corn syrup is the first 3 ingredients, disrupt that pattern and stop using that. I want you to start reading your labels. The outside package is just window work. It's to catch your attention. It looks good, looks real good. It may say, the natural version. You flip that bad boy over and you see sugar as the first ingredients. That's not healthy for you. Disrupt that pattern. Disrupt that pattern. So number 1, you got a water challenge. 7 days, water only. No coffee. Not even no tea. See what your body feels like for 7 days with just water. Water only. Number 2, I'm inviting you to learn how to read your labels. Read the ingredients. I need you to read the ingredients. Yeah. I was with someone on yesterday and we was doing a pantry audit and had been using a seasoning. She's like, oh, I didn't realize salt was in there. Read your ingredients. If you're trying to optimize your health and you're saying, I want to eliminate salt out of my situation, you're going to have to not pour salt on your food and season it with salt. You got to read your ingredients on the back, okay? Read your ingredients on the back. If you're not one that prepare healthy meals, I'm going to invite you this week, a prophetic preparation. Y'all want to be well, prophetic preparation. Prepare 1 meal where you don't have any animal products. If you've never done that. If you have done that, prepare 3 meals this week with no animal products. I want to know how you feel after that. This is your act of faith. This is your act of saying, I know that I want to do something different. I'm going to at least try. Like, give yourself a fighting chance, right? And so I just want you to understand that we can disrupt these patterns. We can disrupt chronic diseases. We do not have to continue on this trajectory of losing loved ones as a result of preventable lifestyle conditions. That is one of the hardest things to do. I MC so many funerals where people are dying of preventable lifestyle conditions, and then we roll up in the back and all we got is macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, string beans, and ham hocks inside those collard greens, contributing to the demise of everybody else that's there. So, you can't pray your way through these conditions, but every day we inviting it right back on our plate. That's all I got for y'all this morning. If we want to put our conditions in remission, it's going to really take more than hoping and wishing. We've got to eliminate the noise that's counterproductive to our health. Quiet the noise. Unlearn and uproot. assess and align. And we got to do the work. And we got to do the work. If you don't hear anything else, and we got to do the work. And we got to do the work. If you want to keep taking 6 and 7 medications, that's on you. I wouldn't advise that to you because you're taking medications for your heart, the medication's impacting your kidneys. Check with your medical provider. Check with your medical provider. You don't want to be on medications long term. We don't want to manage conditions that we can actually reverse. You can reverse the symptoms of these situations. You can, if you do the work. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Clients that I've worked with who are now no longer on blood pressure medication, who have been on blood pressure medication for years. 4 years. Another client, her doctor titrating her medication because we've been working together since April. Her stuff has been cut in half, titrating at a normal reading. Lost 40 pounds. This is the work that people you got to be willing to do. I'm not asking you to work with me. I'm asking you to work for yourself. It is your girl, Coach Regina. We're doing Life Well Coaching and Consultant, your plant-based boss and your lifestyle and leadership strategies. I am here to support you in your wellness. You cannot have optimal health. You cannot leave a legacy if you're unwell. What legacy are you leaving? Are you leaving a legacy of being unwell? We absolutely not. So today, here's your charge. Take the water challenge. Start reading your ingredients. Prepare healthy meal, at least one healthy meal this week. If you normally have bacon and sausage for breakfast, don't have it at all this week for breakfast. Do the necessary work. Stop putting your family in these positions where they're slaying and crying and you at the hospital. Yeah. That's what I got for y'all this Friday. Like I said, it's your girl, Coach Regina. Drop in the comments if this was helpful to you, any takeaways that you may have had that you can share with somebody else. Because it's high time for us to become disruptors for our health. It's high time for us to make these hard decisions. I'm talking to myself as well. I fall off track. I'm talking to myself as well. I'm in the fight for my life as well. It's not just you. It is not just you. I'm in the fight for my life as well because I don't want something to slip up on me because I get comfortable. I don't want something to slip up on me because I get comfortable. No. I fight every day to make a better decision than I made yesterday. That's my ask of you. You can't change yesterday. Fight every day to make one decision as it relates to your health, a better decision than you did on yesterday. Today, my goal is to get in more water. Like, I'm making it real simple. I don't always get all of my water in because I'm always ignoring, you on the go. No excuse. I was telling a young lady yesterday who forgets to eat, you're going to have to set a clock reminder to eat if you're forgetting to eat. If your life is that busy, set a reminder. For me, I got to set timers to drink my water and then get up and drink the water. Simple things. We're fighting for your health. I want you to be a disruptor for your health. This is what I'm talking about. Being a disruptor for your health. Optimize your life. You want to be around for your grandkids, but you want to be around and active where you can get up and be mobilized and do things with them. I want to be around because I want to complete the assignment that God has on my life. I want to give my life the best opportunity that I can to optimize my health. And I just invite you to do the same. It's your girl, Coach Regina, with Doing Life Well Coaching and Consulting. I pull up every Friday. I did a detour this Friday because I was on 90.1 yesterday. Just wanted to run it back again today, part 2. But I'll be back on my chronic stress series next Friday at 6 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Pretty soon I'll be back live on Instagram. But for right now, Doing Life Well with Regina, that is my YouTube handle. Subscribe there. On Facebook, it is Regina Lacking. And on Instagram, it is Regina L. Lacking. You can also check out my website where I have merch and products. I am a published author. And I'm also hosting a women's conference in February of 2026 in Jackson, Mississippi called, guess what? There is really no guess. The No Flinch Faith Women's Empowerment Conference. Would love to see you in the space. where you will be poured into for a change. Take the time. It's a 2-day conference, February the 20th and 21st. That is a Friday and that is a Saturday in Jackson, Mississippi. We'd love to see you. Conference information is on my website. All right. Thank you so much for joining this morning. Hopefully this has been helpful. I know I was fired up this morning, but y'all, I have just been inundated with a lot of chronic health conditions of people who are just not making decisions. So I've got to understand that you don't want better health, or do you not? If you're struggling in your health, here's the thing: stop struggling by yourself. And that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say you don't want to be better. There is no shame. There is no embarrassment. You need to get the help that you need. That's all I got for y'all. Have the most well weekend. And if you need me, DM me, message me. I'm here to serve. Talk to you later.